Back to school is not just for students. There are a few things parents should know too. Today we're talking to mom and blogger Jessica Harris about social media, how to know if you're using it too much, and how to set limits for yourself so you can be more present for your kids this school year. This sounds wonderful. Hello, Jessica. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, this is such an important topic, especially I feel like as summer kind of spirals and we get back into the back to school routine, we probably need to get into a routine with our phones and social media. What should we do?
Yes, well, I'm really passionate about this subject. I love talking about it, especially because I work in social media and I have had to find boundaries for myself because I also get addicted to my phone. There are lots of things that we can do that are very tangible and accessible that I think a lot of people maybe don't realize or even think about. One of my favorite tips, everyone thinks I'm crazy, is I actually sleep with my phone in a different room. I sleep with it downstairs in the kitchen with all of my notifications off. And the reason for this is the blue light from our phones and our electronics is known to emit, emitting the blue light creates arousing neurons in our brains, and it stops the production of melatonin. It keeps us awake. It creates hypervigilance. So you're tempted to constantly check your phone and see if someone texts you or sends you an email or if there's a notification. So it disrupts your sleep. And as we are getting back to school, we all know how sleep is important and routine is important. And this has improved my sleep radically. So that is my first and favorite tip.
Well, I love that because you're right, and people will think it's crazy because we've all gotten accustomed to it. Maybe we use it for our alarm, or we just think, oh, what if someone needs to call us in the middle of the night? So that is great advice. What about too, even just before going to bed, do we need to set a time like to just stop on our phones?
Yes, and there are many things that you can do with setting time limits and time boundaries around your screen time and your apps. One of the functions that exists on most of our phones is something called screen time. And you can actually schedule all of your apps or specific apps to turn off at a certain time every day. So you can still access them, but it takes a number of steps to do that. And meanwhile, you're thinking, well, do I really need to do this right now? It just creates a mental pause so that you're thinking about what you're doing with your screen time. I also do something really obnoxious. I set alarms on my phone in the evening every 5 minutes after my bedtime. So it disrupts me and it's really irritating. And the alarms say, get off your phone. No, really, time to get off your phone now and shut it down and go to bed. And it's my way of self-regulating and just checking in with myself and deciding in the moment, this is time to really be present and go to sleep and think about my day, because otherwise we fall down the wormhole. We get stuck on a thread. We're just in it and focused, and it's hard to pull ourselves out. And before you know it, you're on your phone for an hour or 2 hours when really you only meant to check one notification.
Yes, you're right. You're right. It is a wormhole. And then you forgot what you even wanted to check.
Yes, exactly.
Another piece of advice is to turn off all social app notifications, which I've done that because it drives me nuts to just keep hearing beeps, especially for things. My husband's will go off and I'm like, do you even really need that Twitter notification? I mean, so that's a really good step, I think.
Yes, and if you're reticent to turn off app notifications, I mean, you don't have to turn them all off. You can actually turn off notifications for specific apps. Obviously, we still need to check our email. Most of us need to check it for work. But especially when it comes to social media notifications, they can be a little bit excessive. And if you just turn them off, think about, I have never missed a like or a comment that was absolutely critical that I couldn't enjoy or respond to later. And when you do pick up your phone and open the app, the notification is still there. You don't need a ding or a sound reminding you every 5 seconds that someone is, not even necessarily wanting your attention, but just interacting with you on all of the hundreds of thousands of apps that we have now.
That is so true. And of course, the big point of this is to set an example for our kids to have good social media hygiene, right?
Yes. And I'm a mom and my son is very young. He's only 3. And I am trying to set an example for him now because he does notice the difference. I actually am not on my phone at all when I'm with him. Obviously, if I'm working, I do need to have my phone nearby, but when I have time with him, I'm 100% present. We're doing something outside, we're doing something fun, I'm engaged, and my phone isn't even in the same room and I'm not looking at it because I want him to see that mom is with him. And when we're doing something, we're present with each other. I would prefer that he not see me just neck down on my phone
Yes.
24/7 because those are the habits that he's going to emulate as he grows up.
Great advice as we get ready to go back to school. Jessica Harris, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Megan.
And you can check out Jessica's blog online. That's unboxedlife.me. You can also follow her on social media. Those handles are right there on your screen. Coming up, bringing diversity to the school nurse's office and how you can help.